Jurgen, as we're about to kick off the new season, what are your ambitions and targets for the campaign?
Oh, you were on holiday. I know you were in Hong Kong, by the way. So we spoke a few times about it. Do you think something changed since then? So, yeah, the highest actually. So whatever it is, I have no idea. We will see. We had a long preseason. In most of the parts, a really good preseason. Good games, good opponents, real challenges, good sessions. So we are prepared. That's the good news. But now the biggest difference is, of course, now it's a real competition again. No friendly games, no preseason games. Now it's all or nothing again, and really looking forward to it. It's how always. It's you work a lot. You do everything you can do. You invest everything you know about and all that stuff from a manager side, from player side, of course. You want to make the next step, and then the first test is the first Premier League game. So, good.
Is Coutinho fit to play this weekend? And also, what has he said to you about his thoughts on Barcelona's attempts to sign him?
Question number one, no. He has back problems, was not in training since last Friday. So, no, he's not available. And a doubt, if he's not available for Saturday, this is of course also a doubt for Tuesday, unfortunately. And I don't think I ever told you anything about what I spoke to players, did I? I'm not sure. I turned 50 in the summer, so maybe I forget things like this. But if I told you so far, did I? Oh, can't remember. Sorry, the age. No, nothing to say about this.
Put it a different way then. The owners have obviously stated today that no offers will be considered for Coutinho, and he will be a Liverpool player when the window closes, which is a bold statement. How straightforward do you anticipate it being to keep that promise, and what do you have to do, I suppose, to ensure that Coutinho is happy with that as well?
I think if somebody, and in this case FSG, is saying something like this, that's the statement. I think I said it already a few times, but maybe that's not 100% clear. I only spoke about it because you asked, not you, or not just you. So I said, what's the FSG or club decision is about this, and now you could read it. That's maybe the only difference. And so that's the way it will go. So, and there's again nothing else to say about.
But is he a player that you have to keep happy, or is he happy, or what's his demeanour like?
I can't keep players happy. You are always. I cannot keep you happy. So if you are happy, you are happy. If you're not happy, you will not be happy because I say be happy. So that's how life is, and that's not different in this way. But it's not about this in a moment. It's just Phil is not available for us. That's for me the bigger issue actually. So that he's not able to play, and all the rest again. It's not for you. It's just between me and all the boys, not just Phil.
What do you expect from Watford? Is it hard to know exactly what they'll bring, considering it's a new manager, new players, first game of the season? Is this often the most difficult game to prepare for because you know the most little about the opponents?
That's right. But we saw a few games. They had a few preseason games which we could watch what we did. So we should be as good as possible prepared. We are never perfectly prepared probably, but yes, we know what we could see. But that's the thing is with the preseason games. So he's obviously a very dominant coach. So because you could see a lot of things what he brought in at Hull when he came there in a difficult moment, and now we had a full preseason. You can see a lot of his philosophy, and so that's one thing. The other thing is what we expect from ourselves, and what we should also expect from the opponent. These plus 20–30%. Because now it's real. Now it's not a test. Now it's how I said. Now it's Premier League, and so that makes it maybe a little bit more difficult. That makes the biggest advantage of a home game, because maybe it's easier with the crowd in your back. Bringing these 20–30%, But we played last year the first game away, and okay, it was my first game in a season, so I should not say that because of this we will be ready again, but of course we are long enough in the business to know how to do it. But the style of play is kind of clear. It's a football playing side. It's how Silva is as a manager, and so we know where we can or where we have to defend, and where we have to use maybe one or the other space in our offensive play. So that's how it is. We know all what we need to know for the moment.
I have to ask you as well, next week is 25 years of the Premier League, the 25th anniversary. Have you got a moment that stands out to you over those 25 years, whether it's as a manager here or watching it before you came?
No. Sorry. Yeah, well, since I'm here, a moment stands out for me. There were a lot, but maybe I'm not sure if they're as big as they should be as a Liverpool manager. So I'm looking more forward to the next 25. And
maybe the best moment is yet to come then.
Yes, that's probably the right thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Juliet.
Going back to Coutinho, the statement
Thank you.
the owners issued today was pretty emphatic, but also, I mean, you've always said that he's not for sale, but the fact that the owners have put out a statement now stating that fact too, does that just reflect the relationship that you have between the two of you, yourself and the owners here, the strength in that leadership?
I don't know that. I'm not sure that anybody need to prove about this. I don't think that between October 2015 and now there was one moment when anybody should have a doubt about our relationship. But even when, if a few people think it's not like this, even I have bosses, you know, and it's FSG, and I have no problem with this situation. And
Sometimes like bosses do things that you don't like.
I never had bosses they did things like this. Actually, I'm not sure why it happens to me or why I'm so lucky. But it's not about asking for things you cannot get. It's not about forcing things you cannot get. It's about a relationship. That's how life works, in my opinion. And I'm how managers are. I'm here for a short term. So even when I have a really long contract, and hopefully I can fulfill it, but still life goes on, and the club is bigger than all of us. That's very important. I always understood football like this, and so all what we do to strengthen the club for our supporters. Maybe a surprise in times like this that we have to say something like this, but it's absolutely a supporters' game. If people don't watch it anymore, yeah, it's over. So, and these people are really reasonable, really serious people, and they really care about what we are doing here and want to give us the best opportunities they can give. That doesn't mean that we have the same opportunities like maybe a few other clubs, but they are good enough to be successful, and so I'm fine with this.
Okay. Michael? Yeah, I mean, Mohamed Salah seems to have become integrated into the first team squad very quickly. What do you think he can add this season to you in the Premier League and Champions League?
No, first of all, what everybody can see, all his skills, speed, and technical ability, finishing abilities, a lot of things. So he showed really up from the first day. So a few of these skills are really natural, you know, and that makes it easier then for him to involve them in the game, because you don't have to. I spoke to him a few times, of course, but not in the early part of the preseason. I started immediately telling him what I want to see from him. I'll play, and then we can talk about what I saw, and it was good. There was a lot of things in how we defend and how we need him to be involved in different situations. But offensively, he's natural. That's really cool, and we want to keep that. That's how it is, and yeah. Makes us more difficult to defend, because speed is the most difficult to defend thing in football, because it always happens. So it creates spaces for all the rest. Even just the threat of speed, open spaces in different areas, and yeah, we need to use them for sure. It's not about him giving him the ball, run and do something. It's about what happens when he is running, what happens to the formation of the opponent, and where can we then. Should we play the ball there, or should we use the space he creates with this run? So, and that's the football that makes our football for us more interesting, because there's different gaps. It's actually when Sadio is also on the pitch, then we have it on two wings, if you want. That's another good thing, and so that's how we tried to develop now our game, and hopefully we can see it already at Watford.
Just under 3 weeks to go until the end of the transfer window. If you don't get the players that you'd like to bring in, would you maybe change?
Let's stop immediately. No, what? Sorry. If I don't get the players I would like to have, then
would you change your options and look somewhere else, or would you wait till the next transfer window?
Oh, if we bring in players, we bring them in because I want them. If not, then not. So, not sure that it's the right answer, but that's how I see it. So there will not be a plan B or plan C or plan E. It's always, so the player we bring in are plan A.
I think you said at the end of last season that you'd identified the players that you want.
But yeah, but that's normal. I can't buy a player just to have a player. Yes, we in this moment we have really, unfortunately, not. So preseason is long and hard, and yes, we trained a lot, but from pretty much Adam Lallana had this injury, but what's really unlucky for all of us. Daniel had a fantastic preseason, but it was a little thing. He's close. It was already close for this weekend, but now for Tuesday it's pretty sure that he's ready. Kleiny had a problem from the first day, and so that's we have. Who else? And now Phil with the back. So that makes it 4 players. That's not too cool. But even now, I have to make hard decisions because a few players showed really up in the preseason. And even when they're young and they have to prove, of course, then their quality in the Premier League and all that stuff. That's all clear. But even now, I have to make hard decisions. So I could go in the season with this squad. That's no problem. That's what we do actually, and then we will see what happens until the 31st. How all of them, of course. That's why we signed. We try to show him why it makes sense for him to stay here in the longer term. But he's still a young boy, and so that's good for him. It's good for us. But he looked so much matured in the preseason than it was a year ago. So I spoke a few times about. I'm not the president of the supporters club for loaning players, giving them to other clubs, especially in a very young age. I don't think it always will work, but obviously he really took the benefit of it. It looked completely different. It was a really good preseason of Ryan, and so I'm happy that he signed a new contract.
Jurgen, you said there are 4 players will be missing out this weekend in terms of Coutinho, Lallana, Sturridge and Klein. Is there anybody else? Danny Ings, might he?
Yeah, of course. Danny played tonight. Danny needs games, so it was unlucky again. Danny looks really good in the sessions when we had it, but when he could be part 100% of the preseason games, there was no time for us anymore to really test and give him 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We had to do it differently. It was not too cool, but it was the situation. So, and now he's ready to go. He's fit, how fit he can be in this moment, but no problem with injury or something like this. So he will play tonight with the U23, and yeah, he's not for the squad, but he's fit, but not really an option because he had no preseason game so far. No. Did you anything different? Yes, but that was no only to go don't go any risk with in Dublin. The doc told me feels a little bit not 100%. I said okay, then leave him at home though. But he was part of all sessions so far and all good.